welcome back to my channel. My name is Favor. Thank you for clicking on this video. This video is going to be about how to get into nursing school, my experience with my school, and tips that I have for those that are looking to apply into nursing schools. I'm going to keep this video short and sweet. Okay, before I go on, I just want to thank you guys for all the love and support on my last two videos. I didn't expect it. We're almost at 50 subscribers, so just want to say thank you. So I went to Grand Canyon University. It is in Phoenix, Arizona. So that was the nursing school I went to. It was a BSN program. So my school is, or my former school is different in the fact that the requirements are pretty easy. And I say easy because there's literally just two things to apply to my nursing school, and that is your GPA and your HESI-A2 scores. So that kind of made it, for me, it was kind of easy because I had not like excellent grades, but my grades were pretty good, and I'm going to talk about my scores in a minute. My school, you couldn't even apply if your GPA was below 3.25. So that's why I say easy, because I mean, if we're just talking grades, they have to make the requirements even harder. So 3.25, and that doesn't mean, I knew of like one or two people that got in with like close to like a 3.4, but I know most of the people that got in with GPAs at least at a 3.4. So my school was all about the grades. That's what I would say. And it can be different from most schools. So just make sure that if you're in high school or you're in college, or maybe you already have your degree, just make sure to look at the requirements so that you don't end up wasting your time. Another thing with my school is that you could only apply to the program twice. So if you were rejected the first time, you can apply again. But after the second time, you have to change your major or leave my school. Now I'm going to talk about my numbers. I have my laptop here. So my at the time of application, my prerequisite GPA was 3.52 and the minimum was 3.25. So my prerequisite GPA is your science GPA. So these are your AMPs, microbiology, those classes. And then your overall GPA, you need to have a minimum of 3.0, and I had a 3.51. By the time I got my acceptance, that semester I got like 3 A's and 1 B plus. So my GPA jumped to like a 3.67, I think. So it was up there. So my HESI score, my English score was 91. The score required was 80. For math, my score was a 94, and the score required was 80. And at AMP, my score was a 76, and my school required a 75. So I scaled through. And I'm gonna make a video about how to study for the HESI-A2, but those are just my scores for my school. Some schools require to take like chemistry, physics, and like the other classes, but my school just required a math, English, and AMP, just those three. So you can see my math and English was good, but my AMP. Now on to my tips. So tips for applying. For GCU, if you're a freshman or you're looking to go in, I would highly suggest that you apply for summer or apply early, something like that. If you're transferring, the GCU doesn't allow you to transfer in credits into your nursing program, but I would suggest, obviously if you can afford it, but this is why I would advise you to know about this earlier so you can like work towards it financially. But I would highly suggest that you apply for summer. I applied for summer, so I applied a semester early. And one thing, if you talk to anyone from GCU, fall semester is highly competitive. Okay, so let's talk about GPAs for applying to nursing school. Honestly, My GPA was almost a 3.7, but I feel like those that had above a 3.75 or above a 3.8, they were like set. So those of us that were between 3.4 to 3.7, those were where that is where the competition is. So for me, I was able to go through with that GPA even and my good HESI scores. So that's another thing. If you know you have a GPA that is closer to like the 3.4s, I would suggest you take your HESI very seriously because that can help balance it out. That, and then my second tip is obviously to study hard. And I say this because at least for GCU, take every class seriously because for us it counts. So we have the science GPA and we have the overall GPA. Obviously, it won't hurt you as much if you got a C in what class? Psychology, because it's not part of the um, science prereqs, but it counts to your overall GPA. Even for our dumb classes like Christian worldview, those classes, I would say just try to study hard or whatever you can do the assignments just so it doesn't like bring your overall GPA down, because GPA before you go into nursing school matters. And let me tell you something, your GPA doesn't go up in nursing school, it goes down. So like I told you, I went in with like almost a 3.7 and I graduated with closer to a 3.5. Your GPA doesn't go up in nursing school. So you want to do your best to like get all the A's in prereq so that when you come to nursing school, you just settle with your B's and C's. I'm just saying. So another thing I see a lot is people wanting to get CNA jobs before they apply to nursing school. You don't necessarily have to. I mean, but if you already had your license before college, that's okay. But one thing people don't know is that once you finish your first semester of nursing school, you can get your CNA license and get a waiver just because you're a nursing student, because the first semester in nursing school is equivalent or better than going to like a whole CNA program. So if that's what interests you, I would say wait till after your first semester and then apply for the waiver so you can skip some steps. And from my classmates that already had their CNA licenses before nursing school, there wasn't much of a lecture difference. Sure, there might have been some clinical differences, but in terms of like exams, I feel like we're all on the same level, so it's not something you have to do. And once again, my school did not require a lot of recommendations, essays, or interviews, but if your school requires that, I would suggest that you take those very seriously. And that's it. So just make sure you know the requirements and you do it to the best of your ability. And just know grades always overrule most of the other requirements. So it all comes down to how you study and your grades. And obviously, don't let your grades define. The thing about nursing is there are other ways to become a nurse: LPM, ADN, BSN. Anyway, and there's a lot of schools. So just keep your options open and apply properly. And just make sure you don't miss any important information. And that's it. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you stay tuned for my next video. So my next video is going to be talking about how to pass nursing school, because believe me, getting in is the easy part. Harder part is making it through. So watch out for that video and have a nice day.